Oh, really heavy mic. Okay. So today's topic, is it better when I'm close to the mic or is it better when I'm away? Close? Close is better? Okay. So today's topic is why Chinese games fail on the US market. I'm going to try to give you a perspective about the differences in the game design. So what needs to be changed in the games in order to be successful in USA and Europe. So a little bit about my company. Imperia Online is the biggest game production company in Bulgaria. We have 150 employees currently. We're self-sustaining from day one, and we are also a self-funded company. We don't have investment in us, which makes us really independent and flexible. So this is 2 awards that is really valuable in Europe. It's a Deloitte award for revenue growth. In 2015 we were on 14th place, but in 2014 we were on 4th place in Central Europe by revenue growth at 419%. So we have also 2 spin-offs, one company and one non-profit organization. The non-profit organization is an academy for developers. Bulgaria is a well-known outsourcing destination, so there is a lot of companies from Europe have offices there. So there is a great lack of talent in the region, so we created this academy. It's an amazing success for us. 94% of the students are starting their jobs in the industry on the 2nd day after graduation. We bring the 20% of the industry growth, because every year in Bulgaria, only 1,000 people from the university joins the IT industry. So the second spin-off that we have is outsourcing company. So we do projects for other companies in different areas, like gaming, art, fintech, video streaming, and mobile applications. So our latest title, we have more than 20 titles, but I'm going to show you just the latest one. It was released on the 2nd of February this year, and so far is a great success. It's released only in the MENA region, where we have a great partnership with our partners from Play 3 Arabic, and the game was featured by Google and Apple simultaneously. So far we have amazing results. As you can see, the monthly average revenue per day active user is 52 euro. Why I'm talking to you? I'm talking to you because I was, and why I'm talking about China, this is because I was a jury member of the first international mobile awards in China, in Shenzhen in January. So I was part of the international jury where I played more than 100 of your most popular games. Also, I'm a mentor at the Game Founders, and I take a deep look at the new hot titles that are coming up from Southeast Asia as well. In my company, I'm a Chief Operating Officer responsible for operations, but I'm also a lead producer for the engine that we use for our RTS MMO titles. So let's go straight to the point. I already ate my 5 minutes for introduction. So why Chinese games fail in the US market? So simple question has a simple answer. Because we are different. You cannot sell one product to everyone globally. You have to adapt the product, you have to localize it, you have to change it. Take a look at the something that you use in your daily life. Take a look at even the big brands that come from USA, like McDonald's and Starbucks. They change their products to fit your market. So you gotta do the same. So the good news for you guys is that going west is easier than going east. So your task is much easier than our task to publish our games here. There is no market regulations, there are no licensing process, and you have only one market per platform. One store per platform. You have Google Play Store and you have iOS App Store. So, talking about changing your game and understanding more Europeans and Americans, I always suggest to go deeper and check and read the books. So those are two books that I already read about China, and I learned so much from them. So the first one, 101 Stories for Foreigners to Understand Chinese People. I bought it at the airport. It's really easy to read. I read it for 6 hours, and I found so many differences between each other. The second book is something amazing. It's from Chinese author. His name is Yang Liu. It's called East Meet West, so you can buy it from Amazon. It's amazing infographics that shows what are the differences between our two worlds. So the major differences and the major problem between our two way of making games is the concept of fairness. So the concept of fairness is something that is built almost in every Western game. So I will give you some practical advice here. You can have your pay-to-win mechanics. You can have your black market. You can sell everything to the user on the first day. It's okay. You can boost the player as much as you want, only if the game never ends. Imagine this is like a competition, like a running competition. If we are competing on a 100 meter, there is a huge difference if I'm running and you're using your car, right? But if you are making a worldwide global trip, like around the globe, and not once, but 5 times, it doesn't matter who is using what, because during the 1 year period that we're going to race, everything can happen, you know? Even you can get a stroke and I will beat you anyways. So if you have a competitive gameplay, game that player plays versus other player, and you have to have a matching system. So here is a simple example. We have a game that one player shoots versus another player, and the winner takes all. So we match players that have 3 losses with other players that have also 3 losses, to be sure that at least one of them will win. So we wanted to make everyone happy and everyone to feel that can win. So you gotta have a matching system. You gotta separate your players in leagues, like wooden league, like metal league or diamond league. So put the big players to fight each other and leave the small players that doesn't pay to compete each other. So that's why you will make 4th or 3rd or 5th groups happy. Separate them as much as possible. You gotta have some kind of booster limits if the game has end. So also people when fight each other, there must be some rules. This is general rules that we use when we build the game in our world. I'll show you some examples how concept of fairness affects our way of making games. This is an example that I saw in Chinese game, and I really love it because it matches the reality. So if you leave the game, your production stops. Sometimes it stops immediately, sometimes after 2 hours, 4 hours, doesn't matter. You are out of the game, production is stopped. You don't go to school, you don't learn anything, you don't go to the job, you don't have a paycheck. This is normal. In the Western world, because of the concept of fairness, if you are out of the game for 1 day, we give you a 10,000 bonus. If you are out of the game for 2 days, we give you 50,000 bonus. This is because we want to be sure that the player that doesn't play have enough resources to catch the others and to be again competitive with them, not to fall out of the challenge. Another difference is how you treat your VIPs, how you treat your premium players. You have different types of VIP systems, different levels, a lot of levels, some golden names, golden crowns. People has really high status among the players. In Western world, the people that play with money, competitive games, they don't want to show off. They want to be discreet because no one cares about their results. It's like being proud of using doping in sports, right? No one wants to say that I'm good because of my money. Everyone wants to say I'm good because of my skills. So there is a different way, and you have to make sure that your players are not exposed in the general standings of the game. So this is something what I can freely say it's my opinion, but I think that US games are better in monetization. I play more than 150 games. Even this morning I checked 20 games, and I saw huge problems in monetization and selling virtual currency, selling goods. So you have to learn a lot from the US how to make your promotions. First, if you want to go abroad, not only in casual games, you have to have advertisement in the game. Young people will pay with their time because they have a lot of free time. Older generation will pay with money. So when designing a game, be sure that in the core loop of the game there is a place for ads. Of course, use video ads because now it's like 2017, no one uses static pictures anymore. Be more aggressive. I played, as I said, a lot of games. I finished a lot of tutorials. Even I don't speak Chinese. Some of them are designed very good, using great UI and UX concepts, like green button is always okay, cancel button is always red. So even if I don't speak Chinese, I can play those games. So after tutorial, after first day, I never saw a promotion. In Western world, there is so big competition about your attention, and the both stores, Apple and Google, really care about how you turn players into payers. So you have a limited time to turn those players into payers. So you gotta bond them, you gotta send them offers constantly, just to make sure that they are going to do the first purchase on the first day. You have no time to wait. The first week is really crucial in the Western world. So you gotta use also promotion for upselling them. Once a user pays, for example, 10 euro, the next offer must be for 20. Once he pays 20, the next offer must be for 100. If he doesn't pay 100, then go back to 50. but you gotta go always up, and you gotta give them every day, every 4 hours, you gotta give them different promotions, different bonuses. Also, I saw something really strange. This is how a regular payment screen looks like. I'm going to talk about how you can use one really good techniques. It's called the irrational offers. So, as you can see here, there is a green field, like 10% bonus, 20, 30. As much as you go left, as much as you go right, so the big amount of money gets bigger, but the amount of diamonds get even bigger. So you gotta give them bonuses for choosing the package that is for more money. I saw this morning another 5 games that actually doesn't do that. So on this slide, I want to show you something that is called irrational offers. It's really popular in the Western world. This is how we triple our sales when we start doing this. So it's a simple principle. Same price, better offer. So take a look at the last 2 packages for 200 euro. You will see that the same price, the same diamond, but we gave 2 chests instead of 1. So what's happening is this. Players are just stopped looking at the previous offers because they start thinking about why we have 2 offers for the same price, but one is better than other. So people are start focusing on these 2 packages and they just forget about the others. So often they look at those 200 euros that you already put an anchor in their mind. So their next purchase would be for sure double or triple than the ones that they are going to do it. They are willing to do it the first time. So one major point is simplicity versus complexity. Your game is so much complex that it's really hard for us to understand that. You have so many features. This morning I played a game that is something like a PvP arena. It's a 1 versus 1. But I also can cook. I also can go and dress a fake character. I also can open a chest. I also can play lottery. I also can do a lot of stuff. So if you want to get my attention as a guy that lives in the US, you gotta introduce those things to me one by one, not everything in the first moment. Just take this game and I don't know what's going on here. So this is something that I read from the book, The Traditional Chinese Painting. In the traditional Chinese painting, the reduction of visual tools and elements is the highest level of art. Why don't you follow this? I never see something simple made from Chinese. Even your banners are too shiny, too many numbers, too many text, too many characters. Everything is more and more and more. You have to give me a chance to focus on one thing, not to put everything in front of my mind and I get confused. So this is how you do the storytelling. Are you familiar with this? And this can go for ages. Skip, 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 skip. I'm tired of pressing skip. I'm tired of those conversations. You just have to remove them from the game. If you wanted to tell me a story, just show me 5-second video, 10-second. As much as you have resources to create one video, but those things are like too old. It's 1980. So you gotta change, you gotta evolve, you gotta remove this. This is video industry, entertainment, 21st century. Nobody wants to read endless dialogues between two characters. But yeah, this is something that is going to happen to help your designers. Every web or mobile designer in our Western world knows this book by heart. This is really important too for every designer. And as I saw, the book is already translated in Chinese, so you can find it here, learn it by heart, and then you can redesign your games. So, in this book there is something really important. It's called the third law of usability. Get rid the half of the words on each page. Then get rid of the half of what's left. This is how we reduce content. This is how we do it. So, I think my time is over. Can I borrow 2 or 3 minutes? Okay, thanks, because I have other slides. I'm going to be much faster. This is my favorite game. I play it. It's on my phone. I play it on the plane, everywhere. So, funny story about this game, just to understand what I'm talking about in the next slide. This game was submitted to IMGA Awards. So, there is 6 jury members from the Western world who has to put marks, who has to put score on this game performance. So 5 out of 6 put only 1 star because those game was only sliding my finger on the screen collecting gold. I was sliding my finger collecting gold for more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and nothing happened. I just upgrade the character, then I swipe for gold, then I upgrade it again, I swipe for gold, and that's it. But this is a really interesting RPG game. Yeah. In our world, you have to forget about the classic meta game that you use. You gotta show me the beauty of your game from the first minute you have my attention. Show me the beauty, show me the full potential of the game, and then turn those collecting gold in some kind of feature that will increase the retention rates, something that I gotta do for ages, for hours in the game. But don't show me as a major game. Show me the whole beauty, and then all the different stages you go through. So we have another beautiful picture, but what we see here is something that is really, really hard to achieve, right? They built it for how long? 1,000 years? More? It's something really that needs hard dedication for decades, for generations to do. And yeah, you're guys that are willing to do this, but we are not. If you check our dictionary, you will see that grinding means hard to work. I don't want to grind. I don't want to swipe to collect gold. I don't want to do this. I wanted to hire people to do this for me, not to do it myself. This is the major differences. If you ask for me to spend 6 hours in your game doing stupid stuff, grinding for resources, I'm not going to do that. I'm just throwing the game away. So if you wanted to say it with one sentence, talking about simplicity, you can say, East is action, West is command. We don't want to grind, be careful. We are not willing to spend 6 or 7 hours in the games like you do. So you gotta reduce all those grinding practices that you have in your games. I have only 2 or 3 things to say, but since I'm out of time, I gotta say thank you. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, find me outside.